What's up, guys? This is Raymond here, aka the Iron Body. So, my rant is, or my talk is about my experience that I had, which was 1 year and about 1 year and 3 months ago. And that was, I ran from here at Berea, or Berea College, all the way to Richmond, Kentucky, all the way to the exit 90 up there. And the way I got there, I mean, I literally ran from Berea to Richmond on Highway 25. And I just wanted to go in more detail about that. Took me about 6 hours. It was cold and snowy that day, and all I had to eat was walnuts. I mean, that was really stupid. I expected to probably have enough energy, but that was a really dumb decision. Luckily, I'm okay. I got lightheaded at one point, but I'm good now, or I was good then. But yeah, I'm gonna go into the details about this. So I was running through town for a while, do my regular run in Berea. It was snowing that day. I was a student at EKU at the time. I was a commuting student, so I still lived in Berea. Didn't live in Richmond. I was running towards the bypass down there, going towards Highway 25, but not necessarily like going towards that way. I was going to turn left on the bypass, 956, Highway 956, towards exit 77, interstate. And then I thought to myself, let's see how far I can go. How far I can go from Berea to Richmond. And I distinctly remember that this one person told me, it was one of my friends, one of my friend's mom said something like, she messaged me on Facebook, I guess, or commented one of my posts. You could probably run to Richmond and back, or I'm assuming you ran from Berea to Richmond and back. And yeah, that was a metaphorical statement, but I took the initiative, and I literally did that. And so I decided to continue to go on that cold day. I was in shorts, long sleeve tight shirt. And as I was running that way, I was running probably like, I don't know, 9-10 minutes a mile. I had to stop a couple times because of the traffic and all that. I didn't want to get hurt. This is not obviously not a recreational run. I don't think no one's ever done it but me. I'm not bragging, but don't do what I just did, guys. But this is a story that I want to share with you guys. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I think it's interesting to share. And like, as I was running that way, I was passing like Church on the Rock. Went above that hill past the Marathon station, gas station. I went down the hill and kept going that way. And then I also passed the General Dollar Store. And I kept going that way. I also passed the Richmond Battlefield. Hey, what's up, man? That's my buddy Joseph right there. Yeah, I think he graduated from Berea. Anyway, what I was saying, so I was passing Battlefield in Richmond. I went that way past the Army Depot, kept going straight that way, past another Marathon station, gas station. Went across, I can't remember, I went past Okanite Cables that way, kept going straight that way, and then eventually I reached a train track. went across the train track and across the bridge, and then I went down. I was descending a hill, a gradual descending hill, and then I approached between where Kroger and the Masala Indian restaurant were. I passed there. I took a right on Eastern's bypass. I proceeded to keep going that way, and at that point it was probably like around 14 or no more, like 12 or 13 miles. It was still cold, and it acted like it was gonna snow. It was really bitter and cold. So I continued to go on the Eastern's bypass towards the east way, and then I circled around, passing Waco, where the road, I was intersecting with where Waco was, in front of Toyota car dealer shop there. Kept going that way, past all like the Star Mortgage buildings, and eventually I passed like Madison Central. Eventually I got to where exit 90 was. I circled the whole entire bypass of Richmond and crossed the exit 90's bridge there. Then I ended up, and then eventually as I got on the other side of exit 90, I passed this subway, and I got a cup of water there because I got pretty thirsty. And I guess I just decided to turn around at this daycare. I can't remember exactly where it was, but that's where I stopped, and then decided to turn around and kept on running. As I got back, I had this lightheaded feeling before I reached the intersection of in front of Kroger there. That intersection in front of Kroger. Yeah, I started to get lightheaded. I was hungry. So, and then I asked for a sweet potato. Or no, I went to get a sweet potato, but I didn't have enough money. Luckily, I ran to this police officer, and he offered me a little bit of money to help me with buying some food. And then I bought that sweet potato for complex carbs. It was a giant sweet potato. I mean, I was lucky to get one. Or, I mean, I would have been Troubleville if that were the case. And I also had some samples at Kroger there. I rested a little bit just to gain my energy back. And this is not like a time trial marathon, guy, or like this whole run was probably about 28 to 30 miles. I'm not trying to time anything. I just wanted to see if I could actually do it, if it was possible. And yeah, in the end, I found it was possible to run from Berea to Richmond and back. And so I ran from Kroger and then came all the way back on 25, all the way past Okanite Cables, past Army Depot, past Richmond Battlefield, the Dollar General, Church on the Rock. Then eventually I got to the edge of Berea. And then people were actually looking for me. People were looking for me. They were concerned that I didn't return in time. They called the police. Then luckily the police were at the edge of Berea, and they gave me a ride back home. And yeah, that was my experience with the run Richmond, from Berea to Richmond and back. So yeah, my advice to you guys: don't do what I just did. It's not smart to do that. And I mean, I've heard people walk from Berea to Richmond back on the train tracks, but when you're running on 25, that's dangerous. Now, if you're like road biking on highways and stuff like that, I mean, that's fine. You're supposed to. Road bikes are meant to bike anywhere legally, except for the interstate and other freeways. But yeah, it was a crazy time. It was and I mean, I look back at it today, it's just like, wow, it was really a year and 3 months ago. Yeah, I mean, I was born, this was before I did my marathon with my dad. And not only that, but I also did 2 runs in Lexington. I started from the exit 104. I proceeded to go through downtown Richmond Road. I went through there, past the big blue Fifth Third Bank in Lexington. Kept going straight from 104, exit 104, straight on past where the Fifth Third Bank is on Richmond Road. Then I took a left on Nicholasville Road, and then eventually I ended up through past UK's campus, and then I ended up at Macy's Feyette Mall. Took a little rest there. I saw my Aunt Tammy there working. Told her about what I was doing. Then I came back that way. I ran from there. Yeah, I did that twice too. But this time I had more food prepared. I'm a heavier set guy. I'm not the typical built runner, but I'm 155 pounds, 154, 155. So I believe in that strength is crucial with endurance, just for that durability and strength, and reduce the risk of injury, which that's helped me. I've also done a bike ride back in June 2016, on a single gear bike, 48 miles on a single gear bike. That's ridiculous. And not only that, but it was a hilly course too. It was from Berea College, and then I went all the way coming on Highway 595 towards Paint Lick, and then kept going on this windy road, and then eventually it heads towards Lexington, but I wasn't quite in Lexington. I was probably more in like Winchester or something, past Richmond a little bit, but we ended up at like this Poozy Ridge. It was this river. And then we ended there. Crappy roads out there too. I mean, I don't know how the hell I went up those steep hills coming back on a single gear bike. 48 total miles. Holy cow. But yeah, I did that. I powered through. I did a lot of weightlifting at the time too. I believe in, again, like, weightlifting comes with like the biking aspect, and you're using your arms and chest for that. And yeah, it's a lot of power in biking. And like in the near future, I want to compete in one of those Ironman triathlons, which is 140.6 miles of swimming, biking, and running, in that order. Yeah, and that's my rant on the pretty endurable events that I've done. I mean, they were unofficial events, but I mean, hell, they were tough. They were tough events. I mean, running from Berea to Richmond and back, it was a cold day that day. And then running from exit 104 in Lexington to Feyette Mall and back. I mean, there was a hot day that day. I had to have a lot of water. I did that twice, but I had more food that day too. And that's where I learned about, I think that's where a lot of my nutrition plans come from, and how I can fill myself up with the right nutritional needs for myself. And yeah, I mean, I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe to my channel at Raymond Ironbody McKinney, just to see more of my other videos, and hope you enjoy them. Don't let anyone hold you back from what you think is possible. Surround yourself with the best of teams. Have the best coach and staff too, and expect hopefully the best for yourself. Don't look back in the past and dwell over it. You got to move on to the future and see how you can improve yourself that way. That's how family and friends and loved ones come together as a whole. See you guys.